like you, but this heat, I tell you, it's
I
making it
know.
hard.
Join the club, you know, in the summer where everyone's the most hated person, maybe that's harsh, but then once we get cooler, suddenly everyone loves us. So hey, it's all about balance, and hey, heat advisories are still in effect. We're still going to talk about it because it's very important. And if you are in Fresno County into the South Valley, you are still very much going to see some of the hottest conditions across the area, up to 103. So don't forget to stay hydrated. But we're also tracking air quality concerns, a separate issue due to local smoke in the area, which we'll have more details on in a moment. But Merced, Los Banos, depending on your proximity to that fire, you really want to make sure you're limiting time outside. It could be harmful to you and those around you. But on another note, if you are just going outside for maybe a nice morning run, it is a little bit on the warm side. Many of you starting off in the mid-70s, so there's no need for a jacket. You may even just want to keep your shorts on without really much of a jacket, and we will eventually get to those very hot conditions, and we're going to talk about how that will affect you coming up. Chris, times to visit our higher elevations when you're trying to escape the valley heat, and also when it's not snowing up there. It can be much easier to travel right now, even though we're still dealing with very warm conditions in spots. This is a great view. If you're up and at 'em this morning, maybe getting a nice view of the sunrise and up at Yosemite, it's very beautiful. But we've got plenty of heat still to talk about, so make sure that you're paying attention to yourself and those around you. Still through 11 p.m. tonight, our heat advisories will be in effect. This includes Fresno County southward and into the West Side Hills, and temperatures there could reach up to 104. So still very much in this late season heat wave, and we'll keep it going for another day. Right now, temperatures waking up are in the 70s here in Fresno, so we're cool but comfortable. And speaking of cooler, Madera, Lemoore dropping into the upper 60s, so those are some spots where it actually does feel pretty good to get outside, maybe go for a quick walk before it starts to warm up. And we do have a good few hours of these low 70s. By about 9, we'll actually start to warm up pretty quickly, but it should still be a nice morning commute. Just be sure to be aware of the roadways, and still we're tracking, of course, air quality alerts in Merced County due to local fire smoke that may be disruptive to visibility depending where you are. But widespread triple digits expected today as we get up to 103. That is Fresno's forecast. And the foothills, not too far off from that kind of heat. We're going to be in the upper 90s from Coarse Gold to Albury, Oakhurst, 100. And speaking of Yosemite, also another warm spot. Yosemite Valley specifically ending in the low 90s. So 80s looks to be the nicest at Shaver Lake today. And Huntington Lake even cooler in the 70s. And we'll still have to be patient for our dose of cooler air, and that's going to overexert yourself. So we'll be paying close attention to our weather the next couple of days, even still. Right now, waking up to 60s in Visalia, which is pretty decent. I don't think you need a jacket, but if you really want a light layer to get you through, that's okay. We'll be in the 60s the next couple of hours, and then eventually, nobody's gonna need a jacket. Once we reach those 80s by 10 o'clock, it'll be nice and warm, but getting as hot as 104, still very much possible across the area, with our heat advisories still across most of the valley floor through 11 o'clock tonight. So we're going to keep the heat locked in place for one more day. Signs of cooler weather already starting to appear on satellite. That's that low pressure system there. That's going to send us into the 90s by the weekend. But something else I wanted to talk about, getting into the tropics briefly. This is Tropical Storm Iselle, and while this storm is not expected to directly impact us, it's going to move off to the west as it weakens. It does have quite a bit of cloud cover and tropical moisture with it. Notice how some of that kind of branches off. It moves into the Central Valley come Thursday. We might start to see some shower activity in the higher elevations as early as Thursday evening. Some models say that we can't rule out something very late and spotty even here in the valley on a Friday. So it might feel a little bit more muggy. Will definitely be a lot cloudier. We'll be keeping our eyes peeled for that chance. But at least we'll be getting out of triple digits. So there's kind of a trade-off. We'll lose the sun but get cooler and still kind of bracing for the heat today. If you have yard work to do, maybe even wait until Friday or the weekend. Once we get out of these triple digits, it should feel a little bit more tolerable to be out and about. And our weekend too, we'll be spending both